Yo, hi guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today we are going to be doing a build showcase over the 6-star Kumawink. Now, Kumawink, whatever it is, Kumawink, I guess. I don't know, it's a weird name. Regardless, Mps5, we'll call it the SMG guy. So, first things first, I don't have a calibration print on this, so just know this is without even calibration print. This is just base 8 crit rate and 30% damage. But this gun is pretty fun. It's a bounce weapon, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the build I'm currently using. Now, I actually don't really see that many people using the savior set with this build. However, I definitely use savior pieces on my build, and I'm going to go ahead and show this to you now. So, 25% chance to trigger an AoE bounce, hitting up to 3 targets. Bounce always triggers a rebound on hit, dealing 100% of the bounce damage, but no further bounces occur after the rebound. After reload, bounce trigger count +1 for 6 seconds. Effect is removed after switching weapons. Bounce damage +30. So, the thing about bounce is, one, there are substats that specifically boost bounce damage. Secondly, bounce damage is actually weapon damage. So bounce damage comes from weapon damage. It's 40% of your weapon damage. And that's usually why people like to build in the crit on this, because this is a very, very good gun when it comes to bounce damage on crit. But I would also recommend you still want to have some weapon damage there if you can. I mean, I don't think I actually went heavy on the weapon damage, but some of my mods are boosting weapon damage. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why I'm using the 4 Savior. So, see, when HP is above 70%, weapon and status damage +10, the weapons damage is important to me. I wanted to boost weapon damage because bounce is the whole thing that causes bounce is weapon damage. Bounce is 40% damage of weapon damage. So you need to be boosting weapon damage too. I don't care what people say, max in the crit all you want. You want to do crit and bounce. But just my set is handling me a little bit of bounce weapon damage there. Anyway, third perk is when HP is above 30%, automatically use the least potent activator in the backpack. Just have one type of activator and you're good. After using an activator though, movement speed +20, all damage +20, and cloak for 2 seconds. 20% damage reduction on torso and limbs. So all damage, 20% boost there, guys. That's pretty good. Like I said, though, it's a 4 set of savior, and we went with the helmet, the mask, the gloves, and the boots. Then we have a 1 set of Lone Wolf, just for that magazine capacity bonus of 10. I want as much magazine as I can on this gun. Then for the tattoo pants, it's just the tattoo pants. They are my 6-star gear on the gear, and then I have 4-star on the chest piece. I'm not actually worried about building this out because I'm trying to save conversion prints for the next set of weapons that are coming very, very soon, but I did want to show you a bounce build. So let's get on to the mods now. Now we have the helmet mod at Fateful Strike, and once again, I'm not using the very best ones, but cannot deal weak spot damage, crit rate +10, and crit damage +30. Once again, this gun really likes crit damage and crit rate, so that's why we're using this. Once again, could have better attributes, but it's the mods I have, and I'm not really going to farm up a whole set of mods just for a bounce build. This build will do fine, guys. Trust me, we're about to get some damage out there and showcase it. But here is the mask. When a bullet hits an enemy above 50% HP, the bullet's final damage +25%. Plus, we do got an attribute bonus effect of bounce damage +2.4 and bounce crit damage specifically +20. So this is a pretty decent mod. I'm pretty happy with this mod. As for the armor chest piece, we are using the Lone Wolf jacket, like I said. We're also using just Enduring Shield here. We're using this because we got a crit damage +9% on this here chest piece. And that's why we're using Enduring Shield. Enduring Shield is kind of just like the go-to thing. There's not really too many mods on the chest piece, actually. That's honestly the chest piece mod I use for every single build, just because it's the only decent one, really. On to the legs, though. Deadshot Resonance. Each crit hit by non-melee weapon grants +5% crit damage up to 45%. This effect is removed upon the next reload. That's fine, though. We didn't really get any good perks on that, but it is the best mod we got, so it's the mod we went with. As for the gloves, we're using Crit Boost. And crit boost gives us a crit rate +15%, and one of our bonus attributes is crit damage +15%, and we do got a 7.2% more magazine capacity bonus there, and you know, weapon damage reduction, so we'll take a little bit less damage, and we'll do more damage against elite enemies by 4.5%. Once again, not the worst perks, could be better, could be more bounce or crit orientated, but we'll go with that. Covered Advanced Violence. So this is taking no damage within 4 seconds, grants +20% melee, weapon, and status damage. Like I said, I wanted to be boosting weapon damage here too, because bounce is based upon weapon damage. Yes, the crits are really high damage, but if you don't have any weapon damage, you're not going to be able to get that much damage off on the bounce to begin with, and the only thing that's going to be doing damage is your crits. So as you can see here, crit damage +12, one of the bonus attributes. And that's pretty much it. The other thing is it does do more damage against normals and elites, but the main thing with covered advance, it's once again just kind of the only boots mod people ever go for. Taking no damage within 4 seconds grants plus 20% melee weapon and status damage. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and Alrighty guys, and we're going to go ahead and cover the items now. Hopefully you enjoyed that little boss damage showcase there. What we're going to go ahead and do though is actually cover one of the key items to making this build so OP, and that is the improved portable MG, and it is made via the Shadow Shift portable turret mimetic specialization. Now, this is a new version of an old mimetic specialization that used to only boost bounce. Now it will actually use the effect of any weapon you have. So if you have a power surge gun, your turrets will be doing power surge damage too. So this could actually be used on other builds technically, but it's very, very good on a bounce build, guys. This actually used to be just an exclusive to bounce thing. But if you want the mimetic, I do believe it's the 20 to 35 range for the mimetic specialization. I got it on my alt. However, having this turret makes this build do a ton of damage. As for the other items, I was using crumbly bread, and for the drink, I don't really have a really good suggested drink, especially because some places require like really high cold resist, like Silo Psy for instance. I just went in there with an all-weather stew and my maxed out cold gear on. I wasn't messing with Silo Psy. And as you've seen there on Psy 2, I think the turret's finally broke and I didn't place another one down, so we were just seeing weapon damage handle that to the end. Got a little dicey there too, wasn't 100% sure on that, but still a very good clear. But as you can see here, crumbly bread, and then if you're not using all-weather stew, I found a couple different items I debate on, honestly. So I made Miracle Tea with comb flour, and the reason why I use this is because it provides a sanity restoring bonus, but also increases your recovery effects by 10%, so you're gonna heal just a little bit better. And once again, the savior set does very, very well on this build, guys. I see everyone using like full lone wolves and things like that, and I'm just like, why? I mean, savior set does fine. I didn't repair a single time during all 5 of those silos. I just ran 5 pro silos in a row on the same repair set, and my gun still has 50% durability, and I can probably go run through one more silo with the durability on my gear. That is how great this build is, guys. But as you see here though, there's the items, crumbly bread. Technically, you could use a Miracle Tea. Honestly, any drinkable that has a boost of sanity restoring bonus could be very, very handy there. There's another one I was actually thinking about using, and I've seen other people use it. They usually like it a lot, and we'll go ahead and talk about that in just a second. Actually, let's go ahead and just check that out real quickly. Usually, from what I can tell, people usually use this as their drink for this build. Now, I'm not really sure why. It's not like it's an insane boost, and it's not really going to be affecting your damage anything crazy, but it gives you a roll speed of plus 25 and movement speed of plus 20, and then of course you can select comb flour and you'll have that same sanity restoring bonus. I kind of like the extra healing regenerative effects from the Miracle Tea. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I even just rock an all-weather stew and I need to worry about the temperature. But once again, for drinks, iced tea, probably the best one, but really I wouldn't even worry about that. Maybe even just bring a stardust in your drink. Screw it, and just use that. And make sure you have yourself some ways of reducing your sanity. But aside from that, we'll go ahead and cover this because I do have these perked into as well. Cradle overrides here. So we have the tactical combo, weapon damage plus 25% after switching or reloading weapons. Once again, bounce is based upon weapon damage, so remember that. After triggering bullet effects, bounce and shrapnel, bullet effect damage plus 25%. Very good. Bounce rampage. After triggering a bounce damage plus 5%. For 15 seconds, up to 5 stacks, up to 25% bounce damage boost. Very, very good. Bounty Hunter. Hitting a marked target grants plus 5% weapon damage for 8 seconds, up to 6 stacks. Switching weapons removes half stacks. Cool. Lone Wolf. When fighting solo, medicine usage cooldown minus 30%. When HP is low, 40% medicine usage speed plus 30%, and medicine healing effect plus 15. Deviation Master. While a deviation is present, damage against the Great One's bosses and elites plus 25. Very good. Deviant Energy Defense. Summoning or handling deviations grants a shield equal to 30% of max HP. While the shield is active, weapon damage reduction and status damage reduction 10%. Cool down 30 seconds. And finally, we're just using anti-phase on here. I usually don't challenge the phase or the all the other, like the void or the regen or anything like that enemies, just because I hate it. I hate having to use a specific weapon to kill an enemy. I don't think it's hard or anything like that. I think it's just like unnecessary to do to begin with. To make something hard, you just, you know, but regardless, anti-phase, that's the last one we're using there. But I do believe that about covers the build, and once again, I'm using the savior set because I plan on using this as my solo goal in the challenge, this little guy here, the Zone of Haze. I plan on soloing Zone of Haze with this build, and we will see that in a little bit, hopefully. But I am out for now, guys. What did you think of the Kumawink? What do you think of this build? What do you think is so bad about it for those of you cynics out there who are going to be commenting? I already know it. I think it's pretty good. I just melted all the Silos Pro modes with absolute breeze. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.